my pleasure, Marie. It's just wonderful. And I've always enjoyed staying connected with you and watching you grow your business. And that's what I love so much about this community. It's just an extraordinary place to thrive. And Jennifer, I'm excited to meet you. And I love the "I am woman, hear me roar." That was one of my favorite songs. I remember when I lived on Nantucket Island when I was for many years as a child, and then that was kind of like a beach song that we would play. And I don't know when that was recorded, but I believe it was in the 70s. And I'm going to have to look it up because I think it was probably like, I'm going to say like 1974, maybe something like that. Am I right? You check it out. But anyway, and also Faye, lovely to meet you. And another, my enroller, Marcy Steiner, also is a animal communicator as well. And I don't know if you guys have met, but you definitely need to meet. Oh my gosh, absolutely powerful woman. And she's gotten paid a lot of money to find animals all over the Washington D.C. area. Really serious. Very much tied into energy space and a Reiki master. Anyway, you should meet her. But yeah, you really should, and I can connect you guys because she would love to meet you as well. So that's what I love about this, you guys, and that's the one thing I think a lot of times when we're approaching people, often we're wondering, where they are in their life. Like we're deciding for them where they are, as opposed to just being completely open that you don't know where people are. And I think we do judge people quite frequently when we're starting our business. And we're also just even judging the way that we are going to be seen, right? As we are approaching people, we're kind of going, where are they in their life? And we're not always being fully committed to exposing this to everybody. And I think as we can look to the future of our businesses, we have to make a decision that we're going to approach everyone, unless it's somebody that you really don't respect, and maybe doesn't have the kind of integrity that you would want to work with in your business. Or maybe they're just, when the phone rings and it's them, it doesn't happen that often, but you're like, I just don't want to take that call right now. Maybe I'm not in the mood to talk to that person. Like, those are the only people that you might not invite into your business, because when you do build a business, and you guys are obviously doing incredibly well, you want to enjoy the people that you're working with. But don't decide about that necessarily either, because you don't know people that well. Like from a business perspective, I made the mistake when I started of prejudging who I was going to call ahead of time. And I really need, at this point, even as a Pro 10, to continue to work on that, because everyone needs to know about this. And now I think we question our own ability to be responsible enough to build this business and be there for everybody. Like I'm speaking for myself, but I think a lot of you guys are leaders. And I think one of the fears is, how much responsibility is this going to bring into my life to really, really do this? And so one of the things that I really encourage people to look at is making a decision about that part too, and really being clear about that, because often it is something that it presents a tremendous amount of resistance to whether you do take action in your business or not on a daily basis. Is you're deep down inside asking yourself, for me, it's not like I don't question whether I'm capable of doing this, because I know I am, but it's whether I want all that responsibility that comes with running a business. And so the one thing that I love about this business is that you can help other people, but you can also have them help you. So don't be afraid to take a leadership position, even though you might not want all that responsibility that you think in your mind is what is going to come with success in this business, or really in anything in life, right? Comes with responsibility. When you become a leader, people look up to you, and now they listen to what you say. And maybe you think, well, maybe I don't really have that much to say that's that important. But you know what? I think most of us in this, I think one of the reasons why we chose this community, because we do have something to say that's important. And everybody needs to hear and deserves to hear about this important message. And for some people, it's about building community because maybe they're lonely and they need friends. Or maybe there's somebody who just really is grappling with their health and they need a solution that they haven't been able to find anywhere else. Or maybe they need to make money because they can't pay their mortgage and they're afraid they're going to lose their house. Or maybe they just like to make money and they like to be involved in new things and they like pioneering things and they're bored in their other career, but they can't see a way out of it because they haven't found anything else that's that compelling to take them in a new direction. So all of those things, you guys, are on people's minds all the time. And people want to be inspired. They want to have people share and teach them new things. And so we're looking for lifelong learners. And I like to ask people that question. Do you consider yourself a lifelong learner? If the person hesitates, I think it's a good question to ask people because it makes people think. Mm-hmm. Are you a lifelong learner? And if you are, I think I've got something that really could get your attention like it got mine. Or maybe it will, or maybe it won't. And either way, it's okay. But because I consider you a lifelong learner, I want to get you this information to see if it resonates with you. And if it does, so I'm going to send you this news report and I want you to watch it. And if it resonates with you, then we can take it to another step and have a further conversation. So that is the easiest invite, you guys, in the world, right? And we just did the training. I don't know if you guys watched the training, the Success Mastery training, and literally having that, that knowing that you are going to expose this to everyone that you like, as opposed to deciding who gets to see it and who doesn't. And I really believe that that will propel your business faster when you make a decision that you're not going to eliminate anyone as a possible person who deserves to see this. In the beginning for me, and I'm still growing my business. Like I feel like I still have a new business to start. Like that's the level of excitement that I still have 7 years into this. And I was on the phone with somebody yesterday. He's a PhD scientist. It was a 3-way call. Absolute brilliant man. And he said, so how long have you been involved in this? And I said, 7 years. And I thought to myself, wow, that's a really long time to be involved in something like this, right? 7 years of your life. I mean, and then I heard the mastery program today with Brandon, 10 years. 10 years he's been committed to this. And he's just getting started, you guys. Do you understand what's happening? Do you get it? This is not a little blip that's just going to be like a cool thing that's good for a little while. People have committed the lion's share of their life, okay, in the years that are the most important to build a business, building this company for us. And I'm one of those people. 7 years, I'm looking at myself going, oh my gosh, like what else could I have done for the last 7 years that would have been more important than this? And I cannot think of anything that I could have done that would have been more important than the work that we're doing at LifeVantage. I can't think of anything. And so another question that this gentleman asked me was, why am I getting a master's degree in biotechnology? Why am I studying that at Johns Hopkins? Just, I take one class at a time. Like, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that. And the reason that I'm doing it, you guys, is because I want to, first of all, lifelong learner, learning more about genomics and about the regulatory areas of what's happening in the science world from like the smartest people in the world and being tied into that. Just knowing like it's validating everything that LifeVantage is doing in the science of what we're doing. Every day I get validation that we're on the right track. And I want to teach those people, and we can watch this every day on TV when we watch the news about COVID-19 and how little information is getting to the community that's actually useful information about how to improve their health. There isn't any information that's becoming available to anybody on TV all day long. They're not teaching you about maybe better ways to take care of your health. They're only talking about we're going to get the vaccine and everybody's going to be good to go. Well, that is obviously not the case, right? So even if this is where the message of LifeVantage is so important, even for me to want to go to school and teach the teacher that's teaching me about what I have and what I know and all the students in the class, every single time I have a class, I make a point of making sure that I write something about LifeVantage and Protandem and the science about it every single time. If it's a business class, the case study on how we launched the company into network marketing. If it's like I'm telling you guys, just educating the world about this is an important enough thing to be doing. And now what's the coolest thing is we actually get to get paid. And this is what the part that even if we couldn't get paid, right? You would still want to teach people about this once you know it. You just would. It's like, that's what you do. Like you find something and you want to tell people about why it's so important to know. This is what we do as humans. We want to elevate humanity by, hopefully doing something important in your life. But to be able to do that and get paid, okay? And this is what the scientist today sent a text saying, now I understand why you took the company from retail to network marketing, because instead of paying advertising, which pharmaceutical companies spend at least 50% of their budget on advertising to get their product to the world, LifeVantage spends about 48%, and they give it to us. Now, where is there a better way to help the world, but to help create business for people instead of putting it on TV and paying big advertising agencies? Like, to me, it makes so much sense. And so you're also, at the same time, when you do that, you're also educating all of these people who are distributors, like on something that you wouldn't otherwise be doing if you were just doing something with pharmaceuticals through advertising. And I'm going to give you I'm trying to elevate the importance of what we're doing, so you guys understand why it's so important to be doing what we're doing. It's so much bigger than us, just each of us individually. It's so big. So I was doing a paper that I just turned in 2 days ago, which is why I've been so exhausted. But anyway, plus closing out the month, plus, now we have the May promotions. It's crazy. But one of the things that I had to learn about was what companies spend, like, to promote products. And just as an example, like these big nutrition companies, just so you know, like the biggest dietary supplement companies in the world, they're all network marketing companies. There aren't any billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar dietary supplement companies that are just standalone supplement companies. Like Centrum, just to give you an example. You guys know about Centrum in New Zealand and all over the world. Okay, that's one of the number one vitamins. Their budget for advertising, PR, press, print ads, 400 million. Okay, 400 million. The company that owns Pfizer just got sold to GlaxoSmithKline, right? Huge pharmaceutical company. That's a little division of that company. And so if you added up all the Centrum that's sold in the world, it's about 900 million a year. One of the products, Centrum Silver, is their number one, is 165 million. Protandem Nerve 2 does 160 million a year. You guys have to understand, we are doing this the right way. We are more effective than these pharmaceutical companies own the vitamin companies. There's like 14 companies that own all the vitamin companies. Even the ones that you think are really cool and like Sun Country and all these like really small mom and pop vitamin companies, they're owned by pharmaceutical companies. So it's like really eye-opening, all right? And they're still not educating anyone on the supplementation versus activation. It's a complete waste of money and time. And we're in the space like trying to push a boulder uphill to get this information out to the world. And we're doing a pretty good job, I have to say. But we have a long way to go. So the reason that I am talking to you guys about this today, this way, is I want you to understand from a global perspective, This opportunity is massive, absolutely massive. All right, because everywhere in the world, most of these supplements and things like that are coming through these pharmaceutical companies throughout the world, right? They are. And you don't know it. You're at the store and you're buying your little thing and you find out it's owned by Nestle, okay? Or it's owned by, Johnson & Johnson. And you think you're buying this really cool thing and you're really not, okay? Because it's okay. When you present Life Vantage, we make our products. We are in charge of the supply chain. We are in charge of the success of this company. This is your company. You are Life Vantage. So we have a responsibility to get this out to as many people as possible. And this is your business. It's not some big pharmaceutical company that's running this. You own this. So you have to treat this thing with kid gloves because it is a diamond that's sitting on a golf course that you have to find. Like, people can't find this diamond. They don't know where it is. They don't even know that it exists. So our job as leaders is to have this belief so high, that nothing can stop you from building this business. Nothing will ever get in your way of getting what you want from this and helping other people get that. So this is where your growth will come, when you have that. And then you can duplicate that kind of belief and in a system that's so easy to duplicate. And don't worry about whether you're going to have to run this big team and all the responsibility. Don't worry about it. Just like Marie said, you're going to figure out the details later because opportunities are rare and they come unannounced. And the difference between leaders and average are those leaders step into that. They dive into the ocean, right? And they don't know what the temperature is going to be like, but they're going in because they know that's where they need to be because that's where the action is. And that's where you are right now. So you have to just jump in. Don't be afraid. Don't question your ability to lead. Don't decide whether you're good enough or not, or whether you have the right this or that. It doesn't matter. Everything we have is perfect. It's perfect. It's good enough. It doesn't need to be any better than it is. It doesn't need to be fixed. You don't need a new video. You don't need this. Don't look for all those problems that we can find every single day and stuff that's not right. Because there's enough that's right to just grow an absolutely massive business. So that is the mindset that I want to offer to you guys today. And I would love to answer questions, but this is just where I'm at right now. And I have never been more sure of anything in a business setting in my life than this opportunity right now. And I've had some pretty interesting successes in my life in business, like crazy stuff that, someday maybe I can tell you guys about. But this is where the action is right now. And let's not squander it. Let's not squander it.
Absolutely.
Amy, Audrey has an interesting question there. I feel so new into the business, not comfortable answering it. Could you just have a wee look at that for us?
Sure.
A chat group, yeah.
Sure. Okay. Why would Life Vantage take the risk on network marketing when they could spend the same on advertising agency and they will not take to legal responsibility for messaging? It is because they are so committed to education. Is it because they're so committed to education? No, listen, like I was saying, the largest dietary supplement companies in the world are network marketing because it's the most successful. That's why. You guys, this is the way that you move these types of products through networks to get information to people. With a product as complicated as Protandim, let's just go Protandim Nerve 2, would cost hundreds of millions of dollars to try to launch that to the world to understand what that is. It's like a drug that nobody even understood for the first time. It's like this, oh my gosh, just imagine the first time they developed a drug that reduced cholesterol. Do you think they could just put it in a pharmacy and have people go and get it? No, they had to advertise. They had to tell the world there was something now that could lower this condition in the body. Hundreds of millions of dollars of research, hundreds of millions of dollars of advertising, and this is the same kind of thing. Like, we have really, to get to where we are, it's pretty amazing that we've gotten to where we are today. If we hadn't taken that product Protandim Nerve 2 out of pharmacies, the company would be out of business right now. We wouldn't even be having this conversation about Protandim Nerve 2 because it wouldn't exist anymore. It would be gone. And so it makes zero sense for a company like LifeVantage to shift gears. So never worry that this company is all of a sudden going to, we're going to decide we're not going to do it this way. We're just going to advertise online like all these other companies, and we're not going to work with distributors anymore. That's never going to happen. This company is going to be a multi-billion-dollar company that you can be a part of a story like when Amway started, which took 22 years for Amway to get to $1 billion. We're 10 years now in the network marketing business model, and I believe we will get there sooner than 22 years. I can tell you that. I believe we could potentially be there in 5 years. And this has happened before with a company called Jeunesse, which is also a global company, more in the anti-aging skincare and things like that. They grew to $1 billion in 5 years. Now, why haven't we? We haven't, because our story is very, very complex. Explaining nerve to activation, educating people about this, and then having people have skepticism over a product that's in network marketing. Why, if it was so good, why is it in network marketing? Well, because people don't understand that this is the only way you would ever get a product like this to succeed, is by having people educate others on the product. And that is what has to happen. So either you're going to do it through advertising, which they tried and failed because it was still too early. You guys, nobody today, if you put something on TV about Nerve to Act on TV, they wouldn't understand what you were talking about. So we have to simplify this message, and I think we can simplify the message, and we are simplifying the message and making it more about cellular vitality, right? Looking at the benefits of the products as opposed to how we're going to build the watch, right? What time is it? The time is you feel better, you look better, you have more energy, you sleep better. Hopefully, we can't make any medical claims that this treats, cures, heals, or mitigates any disease. But we know for sure that oxidative stress is attached to every chronic health condition in the body that nobody ever wants to have anything to do with. It's the most important thing you can do to elevate human health, is to reduce oxidative stress. So this is what people don't know. So this is why we're in network marketing, so we can educate people. And this is the solution, and everything that the research that's out there on all these different companies that are in the space of vitamins and nutraceuticals, network marketing companies dwarf all the others. They just do. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you guys, you have to have your head held high that you're involved in this industry. It is a hugely successful industry. And you just go, wow, if we could just be like an Amway and have that kind of a trajectory. We just found out today that LifeVantage is debt-free for the first time in the history of the company. Debt-free. They have so much money right now. They have to give it to distributors in a promotion for the month of May because they have to get it off their books, because it's like, where did this money come from? It's crazy looking at the stock, watching that stock. I'm telling you guys, we're an essential business. I watch this stock every day, and I'm just going, I have my stockbroker's license since 1986. I know how to analyze financial statements and stuff. This is like, you can't make this up, is what I'm trying to say. You can't make this story up. It just, so this is why we need to work together and just like grab, hold of this thing and be like, all right, you guys, we got to bring people into this, because we need more people, more leaders all over the world. And I have some people in New Zealand. I've got some of my really dear friends that moved there, and they've gone to a couple meetings and stuff, and it's like, come on, you guys, But it's exciting, very exciting to have an international business. So I encourage you guys, especially in any China connections you guys have. I'm telling you guys, that's where we're going to get massive growth. Massive. If you want a big business fast, find some Chinese people that are interested in running with us in this business. I'm happy to help you guys, but I'm just telling you guys, we're going to be in the hundreds and hundreds of millions in sales within just a few years. Hundreds of millions. I think within 5 years, we'll be bigger than the United States over there. And we're going to be opening other countries in Asia too. We're opening Singapore, right? Malaysia is a gate, we're going to have a little connection there. The Philippines next year, South Korea. So you want to start making those relationships now. You want to start building those relationships now, getting people educated so they can see where we are right now in the history of our company. Because a year from now is a long time away. And this company is going to grow a lot. And people are going to go, oh, wow, I wish I would have joined a year ago. Even though I was in South Korea and it wasn't open yet. Well, maybe you have an aunt who lives in New Zealand or lives in the United States that can sign up. Get them started now. Let's get this business going. And then you can transfer that distributorship over to yourself when you open in that country. So don't wait, you guys. There's always a way. When there's a will, there's a way. You can always figure out a way to help people join, even if it's not in their home country.
Wow, Amy. Gosh, I don't know which bit of information I can absorb and keep and go and share. This has just been fantastic. I'm going to thank you so much. It's just amazing. And I'm sitting here going, wow, I think I'm pretty happy with life right now. And I'm thinking, man, what will it be like when it's in 7 years' time like Amy? I'll be, gosh, so
exactly.
grateful. Yeah. So Amy, we always have to give gratitude to the person who invited us onto this journey, whether it be just to take the magic yellow tablet or whether to be a distributor. I know we all want to know who was or where did that bit of magic, that invite start for you? How and who and what happened? Just a little bit about, I'm really curious to know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, Marcy Steiner, who we're going to introduce to Faye, she and I were friends for years. And, she was in another company and she used to call me occasionally for different supplements and things like that. And I was never interested in her business, and nor have I been in any other network marketing. But she called me because she knew I had Lyme disease and she knew I was a business person. And she said, I have something I just learned about and I really want you to take a look at it. Like, I need you to see this right away. This is really, really important. So I said, okay. So she came right over to my house the next morning and she showed me the ABC News report. And I didn't even finish it. Just so you guys know, 2% of the population that sees that news report, they get it right away. And they're like, I want that. Whatever that thing is, I want that little magic yellow pill. So I was one of those people. And I said, I don't even have time to learn more about this, but get me as much of that. I signed up with the largest pack. There was only one at the time. And it had all per tandem and true science. And that was it. We didn't have anything else. And so I got started on it. And I did join as a distributor because I thought, I just want to get enough of it to share with my whole family. And then she didn't know really how to build this business yet because she had just heard about it 2 weeks before. So she had a script in her purse. This is how easy this is, you guys. It was Carrie Dickey's script. And she sat at the table and she said, oxidative stress, the rusting of the human body can be reduced by 40% in 30 days. Did you know that John Quinones's oxidative stress was reduced by 45% in 14 days? Well, we have the first human clinical trial that showed that Protandim reduces oxidative stress in humans. And then it just goes on, okay, which is totally memorized. But she read this to me, and I just stopped her. And I said, stop reading. I don't need to know any more about this. I get it. So my point is, some people know a lot about this kind of stuff. They know about supplements. They know about how they need supplements. They know about oxidative stress. Not a lot of people know, but I was one of those people, fortunately for me, because I was like, let's just get this going right away. But that didn't mean that I was going to be growing a big business. But she was pretty excited that I joined up as a distributor. And I said, I'm going away today, so I need you to leave now and give me some of those pills that I can take with me. She only had 5. So she said, here, you can have 2. So I was like, all right. So I had the 2 pills, cut them in half, and I took a half a pill a day. And then the next day, I'm flying on airplanes to go to California to go to a yoga retreat where I can't talk to anybody. And for a week, I have to be silent. And she gets me on the phone for 3-way calls. She says, you need to meet some of these people. I need to get you more information. I was like, okay, whatever. Listen, don't be afraid to get somebody on the phone with somebody right away, even if they're not sure if they're going to grow the business or not. Got me on the phone with Sharice Matthews. Got me on the phone with Michael Epstein. Got me on the phone with Carrie Dickey. Okay, within 48 hours, I had talked to 3 upline. And I was willing to do that. I was curious. I'm just saying, like, and finally after the third call, I said, I don't stop. I'm good. Okay. But I was willing. So just don't ask permission. Just do. Get those people on for 3-way calls. Just like you're going to do the invite, you're going to send them the information, you're going to get them on a training or on a new opportunity call, and then you're going to follow up with a 3-way call. And that's what you're just going to keep doing. It's exactly what she did. Nothing was different. It's exactly what we learned today on the Success Mastery training. Nothing was different. And it worked great. And this is what we've continued to do. This is how we build our business. And she didn't ask me whether I was interested in the business or the product. Before she called me, she just said, something that I want to share with you. And I was willing to listen to her. I didn't ask, well, what is it? What do you know what I mean? Which a lot of people do. They say, well, what is it? Now, if you have a level of excitement, when you call somebody, there's a lower probability that they're going to say, what is it? You have to be very don't ask for permission. Just go right in with your powerful energy that you have something exciting that you really want them to take a look at right away. And when can they take a look at that? And that's really the question. So, and that's what she did. And I said, well, you can come over tomorrow morning. Nothing was different, you guys, than what we're doing right now. Unless you guys are doing something different, and you can tell me.
Thank you, Amy. And it seems to me in the journey of the last 12 months that there's a common factor that leaders like yourself have, and it's that a lot of them have just gone into this accidentally, just by taking the product, and then it's just growing into this powerful, amazing thing. So I think the thing that I'm sure many of us here today have picked up is that we may just start by taking the product. We may just start by wanting it just to share with the family. Yes. And then all of a sudden, there's this amazing journey unfolds. And I've just heard it so many times, Amy. And there are people that go into this purposely as a network marketing. They have that experience and they go into it on purpose. But there seems to be, to me, another path that a lot of people take that are leaders and are taking, that it's just all by accident. And Faye and myself, it's just by accident. And I'm sure there are many others on here today the same. And we're always going to be grateful because, Marie was in America wanting to bring this to us here in New Zealand. And so Marie's vision and dream has come to us. And now, and here we all are sitting here talking around the world and enjoying your presentation and your sharing so much. So thank you, Amy. It's amazing. I have just one question because I was in charge of the questions, which was the wrong person to give that job to. What would be just one sentence or your most one golden little piece of anything that you can give us all? As most of us are, the New Zealand guys are newbies, but what's the one thing that you would always say to somebody? The biggie, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's one thing. I think more than anything, it's asking questions of people. If there was something that you could improve about your health, what would it be?
Right.
Because, or if there was something about the business, your business life or your career that you would change, what would it be? Because I think if we have a little bit of information about where the person is with regard to those things, we have an opportunity then to actually be of value to them, as opposed to just saying, oh, I've got this amazing product that has completely changed my life. You don't know if the person is open because, they almost feel like you're going to start to sell them something, right? The minute you say, oh my God, I have this amazing thing, they're going to feel like, well, here we go. They're going to get a sales pitch. So I would rather ask somebody where they are in their life. And so when I invite people to look at this, I think it's really important to say, I have something that I'm very, very passionate about that has changed my life. But I would like to know from you if there's something in your life, like if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a couple questions. If there was something in your health, like I had, if there was something in your health that you would like to improve, what would that be? Now, most people are going to be like, well, I can't sleep better. I've gained 20 pounds. There's always going to be something. Always. Whatever they say, oxidative stress has something to do with it. I can guarantee it. Okay. And on the other side, and the thing you always want to think about is when you expose somebody to this opportunity, they're deciding immediately in their mind whether they could, that, like, if they see that there's some curiosity there with them on their part, they're going to wonder if the way you're saying it is something they're going to feel comfortable doing. Okay? Because if you expose a person a certain way and it's very complicated, or it's something that they wouldn't be comfortable doing, they're going to have a lot more resistance to saying yes to it. Even though they're curious and they're kind of like, wow, this sounds really cool, but I can't do what she's doing. This is why it's so important for us to keep it really simple and also be more genuinely concerned about the other person. Because I do think no matter what, people feel like they could ask somebody that question. If there's something about your life that you could improve in your health or in your business, what would that be? I think people are comfortable asking that question. That's not an intrusive question. I think it's a nice question. And also, people rarely ask people questions, especially in like more of a promoting or sales role. So I believe that has been one of the reasons why I've been able to succeed to the level that I have, is I actually do get to know a little bit about what the people want. And if we can show people that we can provide a value to them and there's benefits, they're going to be much more open to that when we are providing some value to them, as opposed to value to us, which is to sell them something. Right? So that's just a perspective. It would be the most important thing I would say to you guys is to not sell, but to ask, And yes, most distributors, you guys started out as customers. I think it was like 67%. So absolutely get people on these products. That's why I'm here with you guys right now, because somebody showed this to me. I decided I wanted to try it. I used it and it worked. It worked so well. It got me into the business. I was so excited because I was like, oh my God, I haven't taken anything like this that's made me feel this good for a really, really long time. And I had really bad Lyme disease and it really changed my life. So, I mean, the products, that's a very powerful way to do it too. So I encourage you guys to absolutely, if that's how you want to approach it with the products, you're going to be successful. If you just keep being consistent every single day with activities, every single day, with your daily, log of what you're going to do, your activities, how many people you're going to call, you've got your little tracking sheet. I just have this printed out for the month of May. I'm still doing this every day, building the business. I'm not a good manager of people. I stink at it. So I'm not like somebody that just wants to just manage everybody and stuff. Not at all. I like to build a business. I like to go out and, that's what I like to do. And I think if you can keep doing that, I can see this is how the leaders have gotten to where they really are faster, is by continuing and not going into management mode. So that would be another piece of advice I would give to you guys.
Thank you, Amy. Gosh, this is just amazing. We are just so grateful for the gift of your time and your knowledge and just sharing so much with us today. And we've only just started Table Talk New Zealand. It's not even a week old here. It started in the USA with Marie, and Marie Faye and I got together and we just said, we just want to change things here. We want to bring heart-centered people together. We want to share more about the whole journey of Life Vantage and how we're going to do it. And it's by bringing people like yourself, Amy, that are so willing to gift your time and share with us and empower us and help us go out there and make a difference. We all have such a gift. And you know what? The big takeaway, I think, will be for all of us is that don't decide for other people that they can't have this or they can't do it. And all we've got to do really is just go and invite, right? Just give the opportunity. So, gosh, so blessed to have you.